Hi, my name is Vanessa Vino. I'm here to present to you or discuss the topic of assimilation and acculturation within school-age children. To do that, I have this book here as an example and a great reference to read to your school-age children to teach them about assimilation and acculturation. The book is Danby Leaves the School Parade. So we'll start with what assimilation and acculturation would be for school-age children. Cultural assimilation would be when individuals start to enter the classroom and potentially begin to speak a new language, follow different customs, learn the school traditions, school routines within that specific location. And then social assimilation, individuals become accepted into social institutions, which would be the school, and start forming relationships with the dominant group being the children that have been currently going to school. And then acculturation, similar to assimilation, however, acculturation will look at being the adaptation to potentially a new language or a new food within that school, within the school-age children, but still practicing traditions at home, speaking their language at home, eating their what they would eat culturally within their homeland, still at home. So we'll go into the book. So again, Danby Leads the School Parade, written by Anna Kim. Essentially is about a little girl from Korea. Seems to be that she's new to the United States, and we'll go into a little bit deeper. So she's a elementary age child, again from Korea, first day of school, and learning the new traditions, customs, routines for a school. And it seems that she is a little hesitant to assimilate with the kids, doesn't really necessarily know the language or the routine. And we can see that right here in the first section, where the teacher, you can see here, the teacher hands her a marker and she's not really necessarily sure what to do with it. So she goes to the whiteboard. And what she does is she writes her name, but she writes it in Korean, not necessarily English like the other kids. And she still seems a little hesitant. In the passage, it says, "So I wrote my name, Danby, in perfect straight lines." And this will be referenced at the end of the book as to what straight lines and rounded lines are when it comes to writing her name. So again, I wrote my name, Danby, in perfect straight lines. It means sweet rain in Korean, but no one knew that here. So she knows that they're not, the children in her class are not sure of her name or what it means. And then she goes on to try different activities within the school, still a little unsure of what's going on. And then we'll go to the next passage, where she goes into lunch, and food, she understands that they're eating lunch. So she takes out her lunchbox, yams and honey, crystal dumplings, sweet and sour mini skewers, rainbow drops, and a half moon rice, cakes dipped in sweet sesame, all my favorites. But then the other children go, wow. So they're very unsure of what her food is. It's not a normal lunch that kids would eat. Here you've got like milk, orange juice, some cake snacks, some sandwiches, oranges. So not your typical school lunch. And then right here in this passage, the girl with the pigtails looked and looked, so I gave her a rainbow drop. So even though Danby is trying to assimilate to her new school, trying to learn the routines, trying to learn a new language, this little girl right here, even though she's in the classroom, this is where you could see acculturation. So she's trying a new food that's not necessarily what she would typically eat. It's out of her comfort zone as well. So this is where you can see acculturation, not necessarily with Danby, but with the other girl trying something different from a different culture. And then essentially what happens is music is like a universal language. So they start to tap on their food, tap on their lunch boxes, and then they create some music. And then in this passage it says, "At the end of the day, I pointed to my nose," said Danby. She put her hand to her chest and said, "I'm Nellie." Nellie showed me how to write my name in big round letters. So here you can see this is where Danby is going to learn how to write her name in a different language. This is where you're going to see assimilation into the classroom, into a new language as well. And then at the end of the book, it says, "That night I told Mama I made a new friend. We'll play again tomorrow." She smiled her big smile. "On the fog of the window I wrote my name, soft and round, with a dot just above one straight line." So this is full assimilation. She is starting to write her name in American English letters instead of Korean. So again, great book for introducing children on how other children from different cultures can assimilate, how they assimilate, and a good reference to teach them it's okay to accept other cultures, to accept the differences in the classroom from another student, and it'll be fine. So yeah, great book to read to your children. It's fun, the pictures are great. So any feedback, just let me know. Thank you.